Hey guys.
Alright, we're here today to check out a Patreon request from this Patrono right here. Asked us to check out some new Dream Theater, The Alien. And before we press play, I just want to say this. I don't know if you guys at home, I don't know about you. When you guys listen to a song, does it take you back to the first time that you've heard of the band? Do you have that with you? Like, let's say if you listen to a brand new Sabaton song, does your brain go to that first time that you heard Sabaton, or you just like, I knew Sabaton, boom, play?
For me, it's if I re-listen to that song.
Oh, if you listen...
A lot of songs have different memories. So, like, if I listen to Ghost Division, I clearly remember the first time we did Ghost Division on the channel.
But that doesn't happen if you listen to any other Sabaton song.
Any of the newer songs, I don't have, connections with.
You don't go back to that point. Okay, for me, that is true. The exception to that rule is Dream Theater. Every time I see their names somewhere, pop up somewhere, I always think of that first song, which was Pull Me Under. I saw the video on Headbangers Ball, and I was really excited to see a dude sing with an incredible voice, a band that had this incredible sound, and he was wearing an Napalm Death t-shirt. And I thought, like, one of these is not like the others. But anyways, it marked me. So now, even now, like, if I'm watching something or if I'm reading an article and the band's name comes up...
That's what comes to mind?
That's what comes to mind. That first time that I discovered them, that first song that I've ever listened of them. Anyways, are you ready for some Dream Theater?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it up. This song is George's ringtone.
I was gonna say something about that.
All right, before we talk about this song, a couple of things I want to say. First thing I want to say is this: if there's ever a mission to Uranus, I want to be there. I want to be. I know I'm not coming back. I know this is going to be a one-way trip.
This is a one-way trip, man.
I totally know that it's at the end of our solar system. I know that.
No, it's not.
It's just the last planet.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the last planet. It's still a planet. I don't even know if it's still a planet anymore.
Neptune, that's Pluto. Pluto's...
Oh, Pluto's been cut off?
They've been cut off from the planets.
They did something wrong?
Yeah, they got kicked out of the WhatsApp.
Okay, so they got kicked out of the group chat.
Yeah.
Somebody removed it.
I
Anyway.
swear Neptune is... Whatever.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I want to... If there's ever a mission to Uranus, I want to be... I know it's a one-way trip. I want to be on that mission because when I get there, I want to say, ground control. I have arrived in Uranus, and it's nice to be where no man has ever been before. Or maybe they have.
You'd be the first man
I'm the first man in Uranus. How does it feel? Glorious. Glorious. I just want to...
You wouldn't even be able to talk.
No, you can talk through radio. Like, I mean...
You'd be dead by the time you land on.
No, like they cryo-freeze me on the way there. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to do to Jeff Bezos when he gets older. I'm sure they'll invent that. I mean, if they invent the technology to get to Uranus, I'm sure they're going to find a way of keeping me alive until I get there.
Yeah.
It would be kind of defeating the purpose of sending somebody there when they're going to die on the way there. Like, what the hell? I just want to go there for the puns. I just want to be like at Trollus Maximus.
You would die happy.
If I was a Roman, my name would be Trollus Maximus. I definitely want to be there just for the puns.
You'd be happy knowing that you died, but your final words were, "I've landed in Uranus."
In Uranus. Exactly.
You would be the first man to ever land in Uranus.
Yes. I just want to. I just
You'd
want
be in the history book.
I just want to be the first one to get in there. You know, while it's still roomy.
Dibs.
Yeah. Listen, I'm willing to die just for the puns. I'm willing to die just for the puns.
Just for the lols.
Just for the lols. I just wanted to say that before we even talk about this song, because listening to this, this is a very trippy track. And when I was listening to this song, it's kind of crazy that my brain went into that. Like, fuck, a trip to Uranus.
Yeah,
I need to be there.
It makes sense because of all the...
Makes sense because of everything that was happening.
Because of everything, but God, that was not the first thing that came to my mind was, you know what? I want to be the first person to ever land on Uranus.
Just for the trolling. Imagine the amount of puns that I could swing just within like 5 minutes of landing there.
And that's your last 5 minutes.
I don't fucking care. I would die a happy man in Uranus. I would totally die happy in Uranus. So, while listening to some anal nathrak.
I was gonna say, what is this, like anal nathrak? You have to end it off with in Uranus.
Yeah. So everything is better once you get to in Uranus. At least for me, that to me would be just glory.
Glorious. Yeah.
It would just be a glory.
It's the way a god goes
I've
out.
arrived. I've arrived in Uranus. All right. So. Yeah, I'm telling you, these write themselves.
They do.
Like, I would be there just for the fucking trolling. Like, they would be asking me, like, so, is it cold there? Like, every single answer that I would give Mission Control would be a fucking troll. A troll answer. That would be me. So I just
They'd be like, why the fuck did we send this guy?
He's the only one that signed up.
He's the only one that signed up.
He's the only one that wanted to be in Uranus.
No one was stupid enough to actually go.
Nobody wanted to be in Uranus. He's the only guy that wanted to be there. So, hey.
We got what we got.
Yeah, like, beggars can be choosers.
Let's try getting at least one answer before he dies.
Exactly. But they wouldn't.
They would never get that answer.
They would never get an answer.
I swear to God, half of the people in Mission Control would be
everybody's laughing. Yeah, everybody's laughing at the guy that's in charge.
Because he's asking the questions, and then through loudspeaker, you're giving
through the loudspeaker, I'm giving my answers, but they're all like troll answers. Yeah, that would be my whole goal. Now, really interesting aspect of this video, even before we talk about the song, which is the idea that we are the aliens. Once we moved from our own planet and we start to go into space, that we become the aliens because we're going into an environment that's not of our own, right? Like here, this is our planet, but once we go into space, that's not our environment. Well, if you take the song, if you talk to Georges, then he'll say that we're just going back to where we came from.
Yeah, because we're the original aliens.
Yeah, well, I have a new theory. Maybe we were the
Neanderthals.
Thank you. Maybe we were those guys to the other race that was above us. Do you see what I'm saying? We always think that Homo sapiens, we were the smartest ones, the most intelligent ones, and all the other races, the other species, the other species died out because they were not intelligent enough to survive, and we survived, and we became the dominant one, right? What about if that's not the case? What about if we were the subdominant one to a much more dominant one?
And they just left.
And yeah, they're like, fuck this place. I'm surrounded by assholes, like Spaceballs. I'm surrounded by assholes. Let's get the fuck out of here before these guys destroy this shit. And then they left. And then once in a while they would come back and, oh gods, we're not worthy. Hey, have you ever thought about that? Maybe that's the case. Maybe, maybe they just were wiser than us.
Most likely. I mean,
it doesn't take much.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. All right. So that's my new theory.
But looking at the whole video could be what I'm about to say. But looking at the first 2 minutes of the video, I'm thinking to myself, fuck. Ancient Aliens need to get this part of the video and make it the intro to the next Ancient Aliens. Oh,
to their show?
Yeah.
They can't afford the royalties.
That's true. No,
they're spending all the money on George's hair products. They cannot afford the royalties.
Yeah,
now,
it's an alien in its own.
The video is phenomenal. The song becomes the soundtrack of this video. I got not reminiscence. I got back flashes. Like what do you call it when you have flashbacks? Back flashes. I got flashbacks of Space Odyssey, the movie, because this kind of had that vibe of. Jean-Michel Jarre, which I used to love, was a French keyboard guy. Like he would make these, what do you call it? Like instrumental tracks with a synthesizer and keyboards that had a little bit of that space vibe, So I got flashbacks of those two things. The video and the music is so well interconnected. That part where the spaceship is going and it loses the booster rockets, the sound. It was like I know the sound of the booster rockets coming off. It's probably not as gracious as the sound on the song was.
Yeah.
But it kind of had that feeling of losing something while gaining something else by moving into space. Absolutely magnificent. I like this whole song musically is incredible.
What you said at the start is that this is very psychedelic.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a psychedelic. I mean, anytime you go into space, it kind of gives you that vibe.
Yeah, because it's kind of moving between different places in space. I don't know if we're going between different universes, universes.
No, we're
galaxies.
Within our. I think the whole thing was within our solar system. Because you see Venus and see
but
Mars.
One of the planets that I saw didn't look like any planet.
Maybe it was a moon. Maybe it was one of Venus's moons.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm spitballing. I haven't done any research on this.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed in astronomy. Let's just put it that way. Fuck, I only know there's a planet called Uranus, and I want to go there just for the puns.
But yeah, the whole video is very psychedelic, but especially the whole instrumental side of the song that came with going through space and everything. It just calmed me down, but it also it got me attached to the song because I couldn't keep my eyes off the video and my ears couldn't keep themselves
off of the song. But this is not one of those where the video interferes with the song or the song interferes with the video.
My eyes
Everything
were locked
was perfectly
on one.
blended.
Listen, my eyes were locked on one and my ears were locked on another. But
since
they went together so well, it was like I wasn't.
It was perfectly intertwined. Well, what did you think about the vocals? I'm not talking about the tone, the style, the delivery. I'm talking about what do you think about the vocals in the context of the song?
The thing is, they were there, but not as much as everything else.
That is kind of obvious.
That's kind of obvious there, but I liked the placements of them, because I didn't, especially in the parts where it was just the guitars and they were just let them do their thing, dude. Listen, the voice was amazing, but you don't have to taint.
Can I say what I felt about it? To me, it almost felt like the vocals were the narrator, and the whole thing could have been totally instrumental. And would have been absolutely fine.
But that's what I was thinking too.
Because I almost don't need it. The vocals kind of.
The vocals did add something, and I was happy with them because I did like hearing.
But it felt more almost like a narrator telling you, you're going into space.
For me, it just felt like another instrument. It didn't feel like a narrator. It just kind of felt like another instrument that didn't have to be there. But I was happy with it there. But since it didn't have many parts in the song, you could have just not had it at all and had this be a full instrumental track.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I just felt like the vocals to me were a little bit more of a narrator, kind of guiding you through key parts of the song. It's almost like when you're watching one of those shows or documentaries and they're interviewing either a person or obviously they're interviewing a person. They're not going to interview a horse, but they're talking to somebody, or they're just showing you something like a scenery or whatever, and then suddenly the voice of the narrator comes
Oh,
on
that
top.
fucking annoying guy who's in every single.
Not the guy from fucking drilling holes in Oak Island. That guy's super annoying.
He's in every
because he's
single
the
show.
most redundant narrator ever.
Like they just said something.
Yeah,
and he
we
says
found
it-
the rock. Did they find the rock? What kind of rock is it? Is it a round rock? Is this rock different from any other rock that
Was
they
this-
found before?
Was this rock also part of different rocks that were also part of the money chest?
Is this rock different in shape but yet still the same in size? Like I'm not talking
Is it
about.
Dwayne?
I'm not talking about. I'm not
Did
talking.
they find Dwayne finally?
I'm not talking. Finally, Dwayne has come back to Toronto. Anyways, I'm not talking about that kind of guy. I'm talking about more like when you're watching a documentary and the person is talking. Let's say like whoever the documentary is about, that person is talking, and then after they finish talking, they show you like a scene or something. And then the voice of the narrator comes in just to kind of guide you from one scene into the next, almost to be like the bridge between one scene and the next scene. I felt like the vocals were kind of like that bridge, that narrator coming in to kind of glue these pieces of this instrumental puzzle. But the instrumental alone, to me, would have been fine. Like this song is, because I'm so lost in the track with the video, everything was just glorious.
The vocals were good. They weren't needed to make the song good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Fun track though.
Very fun.
Yeah, this was a great track. Great track. All right, guys, this is it for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.